Well, good evening, truck and tractor pull fans. We apologize for a little late. Technical difficulties. Just, I love it. But I don't know what happened. I don't know if the OBS program did an update on me and I didn't know about it. And I went to get started here at about a quarter of 8, and I didn't have a microphone. I didn't have any sound. I'm like, oh boy. And I just witnessed this last Thursday on another guy's channel was having the same problem. So I was trying to get a hold of him, but obviously he's busy or something, getting ready for tomorrow night's show as well. But anyway, we're fixed. Kendra, how are you this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
I'll let you know.
Besides the wonderful mess of problems right now. But...
Yeah. It seems to be adding up here real quick. But well, unfortunately, we didn't have any events to cover from the past weekend, but
no.
We've got some kind of bad news and some good news, but we do have a couple cancellations I got to go over with East Coast. And the first thing I want to do yesterday at 6:54 p.m., Tamara and Delton Sensnig welcomed a young lady into the world. They had a baby girl. 9 pound, 15 ounces. Everybody's healthy. 21.5 inches long. And I think it's funny. I'm going to get you right now, Delton, that your child's almost as tall as you already. So I hope he gets to see that. But congratulations to them. Every like I say, the baby's healthy, mom's healthy, and everybody's doing good. And it's Jordan Lane Sensnig is the name. So
that's
congratulations,
great.
Guys.
Yep. Congratulations.
And we'll just get right into the nitty gritty here for the cancellations. Obviously, September 3rd, Wyoming County Fair. There's only 2 classes for East Coast, I believe. That has been canceled, as well as the fair on September 3rd. And once again, this is East Coast Puller's schedule. September 11th, Kempton, Pennsylvania has canceled. September 12th, Greensboro, Maryland has canceled. So basically, East Coast Polar season is done, with the exception, we still have October 10th, Lincoln Speedway in Abbottstown, Pennsylvania. We'll talk later. I'm going to bring that up later in the show before we sign off about some upcoming pools. Like I say, neither one of us we didn't have any pools to go to this weekend to cover, but went around, did some digging, and had some emails come in to cover some shows. So we've got plenty. There's a lot of shows coming up, providing everything works out good for everybody. And we're going to go over that. We'll try to make an hour. If we don't make an hour, we'll do what we can. So what do you have, Kendra? I know you said you printed everything out, and I know you have it in front of you, right?
Yeah, printed everything out, feeling really good about life, and then some stuff happened at work and everything got left.
Look what I did. I printed stuff.
Printed.
Yeah. The rest of it's chicken scratch, so I wrote down.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
I'll have it all tomorrow ready to go.
I almost thought we was going to have to do that, so.
Yeah.
Fortunately. If go ahead, whatever you got to cover, take the floor.
Yeah, so I guess the first thing, the interstate schedule really hasn't made many changes this past week. Woodstock is officially canceled. They are still on the schedule, but the fair canceled a while ago, so I kind of expected the pool to be canceled as well. I think that was the only cancellation that we had. The pool that was added at Mont Alto on September the 12th is now on our schedule on the website. If you guys want to go and take a look at that, like I said, It is a exact replica of the pool that we had back at the beginning of August. Every interstate class is welcome, as well as diesel dirt drags and 2 classes of farm stocks. That pool will begin at 5 o'clock on September the 12th, and it is $10 to enter.
Yeah, September 12th is a busy day.
September 12th is a very busy day.
Busy day, yep.
So, not really sure where I will be headed yet. I guess we'll wait and see. That's still, 3-4 weeks away. I don't know what I'm doing this Saturday yet.
Well,
So.
I had the opportunity to cover both events. There's one in Listy Grove as well on the 12th.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody volunteered their time to announce at Listy Grove, so.
We won't say names.
We won't say any names, Tanner Snowbaker. That's okay. We got to bust on him about it. So.
Yeah, exactly. But back to this weekend, I guess we'll just get started. Rockingham County Fair in Harrisonburg, Virginia is having their fair this week. It is extremely modified. That is, I would say, arguably one of the biggest fairs that Interstate gets to go to, and they are cutting everything back. Well, if they're having the event, they're cutting it back to 1,000 people. And that is counting pullers, spectators, pit crew, everything.
I don't want that job. I wouldn't want that job. Wow.
Yeah, to have to sit there and count people, and then even worse, having to turn people away.
Yeah.
So I do know that they are selling advance tickets. They are still having what they call their farm tractor pull on Saturday starting at 6 o'clock. Normally what they do there is they have all of their farm tractors in the morning and then have their interstate event at night. So now the farm tractor pull is going to be the big show, I guess we'll call it. So they are having farm and tweaked tractor classes. They do run two tracks down there. I'm assuming they still will. They have 8,000, 10,000, 12,000, and 15,000 weight classes for both the farm and tweaked, as well as a 12,500 altered class. They are also going to have some mod turbos and pro farms there. There is no purse for them, though, unfortunately. I believe, let me go back here to the website. It is $10 to enter, and then $20 to hook. So it'll actually cost you $30. And I believe they are only giving out 2 armbands per tractor. And those will be the only people who are allowed in the pit and in the pits with the pullers, as well as over in the staging area. So they're really, really trying to follow the social distancing orders and all of that. So it's a little bit of an inconvenience, especially I know that Shandy Turner today commented on one of their Facebook posts asking about family. They had not responded to that because obviously if you have, 2 little kids and your wife that want to go pulling and you only have 2 armbands, that's going to be a little bit of an issue. So hopefully they get that bit worked out. But I'm sure that it's still going to be, I'm sure they will sell those 1,000 tickets in no time.
Yeah.
If you want to go ahead and pre-order tickets, you can do that either through their website or their Facebook page. I did see that. I would recommend, if you wanted to go ahead and get those tickets early, because like I said, there's usually 5,000-6,000 people at that event. The 1,000 tickets are going to go fast, especially if they have to include the pullers.
Oh yeah, I East Coast used to hook there during the fair. Man, do they get a crowd of people there for a pool. It's crazy. So.
And the crowd is very interactive.
Yes.
A lot of places you go to, the crowd's there, but these people cheer for every puller. It's a really cool place to go. I'm really upset that we don't get to go there as an actual interstate event. But it's going to be nice that they still make room for a couple of the local Mod Turbo and Pro Farm guys.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's good. That's I used to film out of the thing called the Cricket Tower there. I don't know if it's still there anymore or not. I might imagine it is. I mean, why would you build something and tear it down? But
you mean there at the end of the track?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's actually been relocated. They've done a
Oh,
lot of, we'll call it landscaping work. They've really opened it up down there,
okay.
gotten rid of a couple of the old dirt piles there in the corner so they could have
Yeah.
more ambulance and fire
Okay.
trucks and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I used to actually used to film on top of those dirt piles, and
Yeah.
then when there was a guy nicknamed Cricket that used to run stuff there. I don't know if he's still
Mhm.
around or not, but they built that stand there called the Cricket Tower, or Cricket Stand, or Cricket Tower, whatever, and I filmed out
Mhm.
of that. And it had electric there too. It was really convenient for media,
Wow.
but
I know
unfortunately,
they
they
just
don't.
put in a new big show barn there for the fair to show the animals off. And I think a lot of the dirt went up to building and
Okay,
leveling off the ground for that. So,
gotcha. Okay. Yeah,
yeah.
I think there. I know this is jumping ahead. Isn't there one like in October? The
Yes.
bull pool or whatever.
Yeah. Yes. The bull pool is October the 1st, or I'm sorry, October the 3rd. Let me scroll down there. Yep, like you said, BJ with the Mod Turbo
Hmm.
Bull Ride. He puts on that pool and we call it the bull pool.
Hmm.
That is October 3rd, and that has just about every class you could ever want. It has
It's a
smoker
great.
tractors. Yeah,
It's a great show, and I've always known
it is.
BJ. I still today he's Moody too. You know what I mean? I know Bull Ride's the name of the new tractor, but I've always known him as Moody too. But
Yeah, yep. They have a little bit of everything. Obviously, Virginia is definitely more truck country, we'll call it, but they still have a lot of trucks. They have tractors, everything you could want. So,
they have a lot
yeah,
of
look,
blue tractors down there.
a lot of blue
A lot
tractors
of blue
down there.
tractors.
Yes,
I
sir.
really enjoyed. Well, I went down there 2 or 3 years in a row, and their farm enhanced hot farm. A lot of Ford
Yeah,
tractors, and they all run very strong, very competitive classes. So
yeah. What do they call it?
they have an enhanced, altered farm
Yeah,
or
I think
something like that.
it's not listed on the schedule, but I do believe that there's a couple local guys that they let come pull,
Yeah,
and
12.
it's technically exhibition, but
Yeah,
they are a class of their own, pretty much.
I remember that 12.5 altered. If that's the class, something I might be wrong. I know one year I
Yeah,
filmed
that's
choppers and everything else pulling. And
yeah,
whatever they brought in off the farm, they let it hook to a sled. It was pretty neat. So
yeah. They have an unlimited
yeah,
class, and
yes,
that
yeah,
is anything, literally unlimited.
yeah, it's comical.
So,
Yeah, I think I don't know if I posted that or not. I was going to. I think I did post that on. It's on my YouTube page somewhere, but
oh,
it's
and I
pretty
will
neat.
say this again. This was posted everywhere on the Rockingham County Facebook page. They are, they never said the word enforcing, but face masks are prevalent down there if
Hmm.
you go indoors.
Okay.
So if you plan on going down and walking around some of the exhibit halls, you will be needing a face mask.
Yeah.
Didn't say anything about being outside, but they did say if you're going to walk through the buildings, to please have your face mask readily available.
Yeah, that's why I just have one in my pocket or whatever all the
Hmm.
time because you never know. Or you leave it in the truck, then you got to turn around and go
Yeah.
all the way back to your truck. I'm very famous for that, so now I just stuff it clean in my pocket, and
Yep.
at least I got
Especially
it
when
when I
you're
have to
walking
have
into
it.
restaurants or something, you're
Yeah,
like, ah.
bingo, that and shopping centers, yeah.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
but yeah, always I just advise people to just have a mask with you just in case if you
Hmm.
can't social distance. They can't scream at you, At least you just throw a mask on real quick till they turn around and walk away, then take it back off.
Yeah. Yep.
But
Do you want me to go ahead and talk about Somerset, or did you have something else you want to
well,
talk
if we're
about?
going to talk about this weekend, is that this weekend as well?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. Somerset is Saturday as well.
Okay, go right ahead.
So we're going from way down in Virginia to Northwest Pennsylvania. Um, this is probably only the second county fair I know of in Pennsylvania. The Somerset County Fair in Myersdale, Pennsylvania. They are starting with farm tractors at 4 o'clock. On their little flyer, it says the rules of Listy Grove will be followed. I did not look up those rules, but I'm assuming if you're in that area, you know what that means. You know what they were doing out there. This is a Full Pool Productions event, or USA East, whichever you prefer to call them by.
One and the same.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Looks like they're going to have 4 classes there. They're going to have the 9,500 open farm tractors. Oh, I'm sorry. So the farm tractors are at 4, and then this big show will start at 7. The 9,500 open farm tractors, the 9,500 hot farm tractors, the 11,500 open farm tractors, and then the Limited Pros Super Farm tractors are also going to be there. So the Limited Pros Super Farms, I know there's a lot of mod turbo tractors going out, some from here in Chambersburg, and even talked to Guy Gokenauer today, and he says he's thinking about going out. Okay. So these guys are definitely traveling. And then right before I actually got on here, I was scrolling down through Facebook, and there is 2 Super Farm tractors from North Carolina headed up.
Oh, wow.
I didn't recognize their names, but that just shows that people are definitely traveling this year.
They don't have much of a choice.
Exactly. Exactly. If they want to go pulling, they're definitely going to have to travel.
Yeah.
I have never been to Somerset County Fair. We have only ever gone to the Westmoreland Fairgrounds. Mm-hmm. But I can't imagine that it wouldn't be a good pull. I just don't have any. They've
been pulling there for many, many years. Long time. Yep.
Yep. Let me see. There is instructions listed on the flyer that is on the Full Pool Productions website. Looks like it's fairly easy to get to. Looks like it's only 22 miles off the turnpike, so can't be too hard to get to.
Yeah,
they have the GPS address listed.
It's just south of Berlin, home of the Donnie Landis and the crew there. We've actually been by there. Actually, we go by there when we would pull at McHenry. I think it was Friday night or something like that. And then we would come back and pull Listy on Saturday. And we would stay at Donnie's or whatever, and we would actually come right by there. Myersdale from McHenry up to Listy. So yeah, it's kind of on the way. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking here. I thought I saw. I must not be able to get there. I think they're also having some more local classes on Thursday night. So I guess that would be tomorrow night. But now I can't find that information, of course.
I got all this stuff to read, and I got the wrong glasses with me. It's going to be fun. If somebody out in the other room was watching the show, she would know it. I don't have my glasses. She would bring them to me. It
looks like the truck night is actually next Thursday, the 27th. Looks like they're going to have 6 different classes of trucks starting at 7 o'clock. 3 of them will be Full Pool Production or USA East rules, and then everything else will be like they have a Run What You Brung class that they're saying is sponsored by Warren Diesel Injection, so I'm sure Jesse Warren will be there.
Oh, I bet.
With shark bait.
Yep.
Yeah. And then Friday, August 28th is Big Rig Night. So if you're into semi-truck pulling, Friday night is your night to go. So it should be a pretty good week at their fair as well.
Yeah, that's great. Very good. Is that all you had for this weekend, or?
Well, I was also just sitting here thinking that I would check the Dragon website since we were talking about Virginia. And it looks like they have a pool as well down in Orange, Virginia.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Looks like they're having 10,000 Super Pro Farm, the 6,400 Pro Stock 4-wheel drive, 7,800 Light Pro stocks, or the 7,700 Light Limited, the 8050 Run What You Brung Street Diesel, an altered farm class, modified street trucks, and 15,000 farm stocks. So they're going to have a big night of pulling too.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I think that's all I have.
I have one. one that I'm aware of for this weekend here. I talked with Jamie Hall today, and Jamie Hall is the promoter at the Tuckahoe Eastern Maryland event. Mm-hmm. Easton Maryland event. And anyway, Queen Anne's County 4-H Park at 160 Courceville Drive in Centerville, Maryland, 21617 for your UPS or GPS. It's been one of them evenings, man. GPS people. They're having a pool. It's $10 to enter the grounds if you're a puller or a spectator. And pullers, it's $10 per hook. Okay. And what's going to be happening is they're looking to have a pro farm class, a hot farm class, gas and diesel trucks, and local street semi trucks. Plus, there'll be some dirt drag racing as well, and I think somebody else is taking care of that there. That's helping him, but okay. I do know it's $10 to get in. It's $10 per hook as well, and actually, you can call or text Brandon Skinner at 443-262-6760. I don't like to give out phone numbers, but if you got any information, it's 443-262-6760 if you have any questions, and his name's Brandon. So, and that's the Queen Anne's County 4-H Park. It's just right off 301. I think just south of 213 or right around 213 where it meets 301. So it's not too far from the Easton, Maryland event. And Jamie said they're not sure of the payouts. There'll probably be some. It depends on what shows up. If other classes, other types of vehicles show up that they can make a class, they'll make a new class for them or whatever that particular day. But he's looking for hot farms, pro farms, gas and diesel four-wheel drive trucks. And that's in Centerville, Maryland, the Queen Anne's County 4-H Park. Also, actually, I lied to you. I got another one.
I was going to say, I thought when you were talking earlier, you said you had two, but I was
got a
like,
couple.
Well, maybe something happened.
I actually have three. There is a big pool. It's not real close to us here. I'll go over that real quick, and then I got another one. I've got to look it up here. You know, I'm Mr. Organized. I write everything in order, right? So.
Yeah.
It's here. Anyway, it's in Lexington, Kentucky. Isn't that something? I thought I had it right down here. Found it.
I know where there's a few people heading to it.
Yeah, yes. It's Horsepower and Horse Country is the name of the pool. This is a Lucas Oil PPL Pro Pulling League pool. Shelby County Fairgrounds, Shelbyville, Kentucky, not Lexington. Shelbyville, Kentucky. And there's a Silver Series Pro Stock Diesel four-wheel drive trucks, the Ag Protect 1 Midwest Region Light Pro tractors, limited Pro Stock Diesel four-wheel drive trucks, and also there's a Super Stock Diesel four-wheel drive trucks. That's both days. That's Friday and Saturday. And 6:30 p.m. is the start time for both nights. Gates open to the public at 4 p.m. And once again, that's at the Shelby County Fairgrounds in Shelbyville, Kentucky, and I am more than sure that's going to be one well of a diesel truck event. Pretty obvious.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's going to be a biggie. And I'm sure we've got Normie and some of them guys that's going to be headed out that way. So Andrew Grove probably already on their way.
Yeah,
but,
I think Andrew's actually already there. He was posting some stuff on his Instagram and stuff, and I'm like, geez, who Pete's, man?
Yeah.
Like, it's Wednesday. But I'm sure they're going to be partaking in some libations. So
just a little bit, maybe. But
yeah, it's more than just a weekend of tractor pulling for them.
Oh yeah, sure. You know, we could be in Bowling Green, Ohio, too. We won't go over that. There's a lot of. Was paying attention off and on today on Facebook, and there's a lot of heavy hearts. Because normally they're on their way to Bowling Green right now or tomorrow. For the weekend, and unfortunately this COVID crap, as I like to call it, is just put an end to a lot of things, so I'm not going to get any further into that. But anyway, if you like diesel trucks, you don't mind a little bit of a drive, man, that's that's going to be a heck of a pull. I was actually talking to Andy about that pull at Lincoln Speedway, and it's hard to get away for 2 or 3 days to go out that far, but
I think
maybe sometime.
I think they look forward to that pool as soon as they leave on Sunday morning. They're ready to go back next year.
I'm sure, just like Shide, right? So,
yeah, exactly.
That's definitely.
I think I saw John Mans is also heading down this year. So that'll
I
be
would imagine
another
most.
East Coast truck. Yeah.
I would imagine most all of our 3.6 trucks, excuse me, even some of our 3.0 guys will go.
Mhm.
I'm sure they got classes for them. So,
Yeah.
also, Smoke and Speed is at it again. Sarah and the crew will be at the Weeklands Shootout, August 22nd, Saturday.
Mhm.
And that's at the Weeklands Mechanic Shop at 144 Ecken Road, Mill Road in Chest Springs, Pennsylvania. And they got a pretty decent lineup of classes here, too. They have the 10,000 open tractors, the 7,800-pound modified tractors, pro stock semis, street semis, work stock diesel, unlimited street, limited pro stock diesel, super stock diesel trucks, pro street diesel trucks, 2.5 outlaw diesel, enhanced gas 4x4, and run what you brung. If you like trucks,
Shoo. To say.
there's your pool right there.
Yeah.
And if you can't get out of the house, they will be live streaming as well. And that is available at smokeandspeed.tv. That is how you access their live feed. Of course, you got to pay for it. But
Mhm.
and once again, that's Saturday, and that event starts. I saw 2 times. I saw 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. So I'm just going to say 5 p.m. to know you're there in a timely manner. But admission is $10. Kids under 12 are free. So there's another big pool that you can go to. So next,
Say we went from no pools to report on last week to 6 this week.
Yeah, I need more help. I got the cameras. I just need the people to run them.
Yeah.
But I'm probably going to stay close. I mean, Centerville's not that far from me, so I'm going to talk to Jamie today and told him we'd be down. So Tanner and I is going to go down. I don't know if Mike's going or not. I hope he does. I mean, anybody's welcome to go. So, but it's a day out.
I'm not really sure where I'm going to end up this week yet. I haven't made up my mind. I bet you're either you're at Rick Fike's pool or you're down in Harrisonburg, Virginia. I'll bet you. So I don't know. I've also kind of thrown around the Orange, Virginia.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe going down there. I haven't been to a dragon pool yet this year, and
yeah.
just never know.
I'm clinging on to his Southern Showdown weekend. I'm hanging on to that with both hands because I got to look it up. I don't know. It's usually towards the end of September, but I know Tanner's going down on the 5th. I think it's September 5th. He has a pool there, and he's been asked to go down and announce. So, unfortunately, that's the day after somebody here has an operation, so I'm going to be tied up for at least a week. So, I won't get to go.
You'll be on nurse duty, but that's where you should be. So
that's correct. That's right. I got to live here too. I need peace. So.
Exactly.
But let me just double check on my gibberish here. Okay, covered that. Man, I hate the cancellations. It drives me nuts.
Mm-hmm.
But you covered Harrisonburg, so I got a couple more left. Do you have any others or?
Nope, that's all that I know of.
Okay, so I'll start here. We'll stay on the Smoke and Speed subject. Another one I printed out. September 18th and 19th. Once again, I believe they're back at Listy Grove, and that's at 404 Village Road in Friedens, Pennsylvania. I said it right that time, Kevin Landis. I always used to call it, is it Friedens? He goes, what's wrong with saying it is Friedens? I remember him telling me that one time, and I never forgot. So, Friedens, Pennsylvania. Another one of their 2-day Thunder events. Friday at 7 p.m., Saturday at 6 p.m. The Friday session, here we go with truck classes. Everybody ready? The enhanced gas this is Friday night, enhanced gas 4x4, 2.55 diesel. I'm assuming that's a turbo deal there, obviously. 4,500 modified 4x4 is full pool production rules. 11.5 non-farm, 2.6 pro stock diesel, and that's going to be their super stock rules, as it says here in parentheses. Street semi trucks, hot street semi trucks as well. And then Saturday at 6 p.m. will be the small block high output, big block high output, 4,500 modified 4-wheel drive, and that would be the interstate rules class. Open gas, hot farm tractors, and that's WPA rule, Western Pennsylvania rules, okay. Run what you brung, full pull production rules, and the 3.0 limited pro stock diesel, and that's smoke and speed rules. Okay, that's what the SS rules are, smoke and speed. But you can visit Listy Grove on Facebook for more details, or smokeandspeed.com on the web, and Facebook SS Pulling Series. And of course, they'll have their live TV at smokeandspeed.tv. So, another big event for them guys. I don't know how many more they got left, but she's definitely putting a lot of events on this year. Sounds like
I think she still has one in October still yet.
Yeah, I believe so, in Burlington. Yeah, she still has another. We'll get closer to that. We'll pull that one up for everybody. But and also on the 18th, here at home at Mason-Dixon Pools at the Mason-Dixon Fairgrounds in Delta, Pennsylvania. Here we're going to have another big pool. It's tractors, trucks. September 18th. That'll be at 7 p.m. MasonDixonPools.com, or you can look up Mason Dixon Pools on Facebook as well, and keep an eye on EasternExtremePulling.com, whatever. But they'll be running stock diesel 4x4, work stock gas 4x4, hot street diesel 4x4, street stock gas 4x4, 13,000 farm stock. I'd really like to see that class get going again. We had one tractor at the last event, so hopefully we'll get some more local guys show up for that. We're shooting for the 10.5 Pro Farm. I was going to have a little story behind that in just a minute. Pro stock gas 4x4 trucks, super street diesel 4x4, which is 3.0 smoothbore, work stock semi, and super street semi trucks, which is basically the limited pro stock semis like we run at East Coast. So we had a heck of a pull, an amazing crowd last month. The crowd was as bigger as if we had a fair there. I was really blown away.
Wow.
So, and we had a lot of pullers. It was a good track. Everybody had a good time. So we're shooting for that again. The admission's cheap. I think it's like $8 or $10. I should know that because it's in my backyard. Well, we just changed it, and I think it's $10. So.
Okay.
And plus there's a hook fee, and it's all on MasonDixonPools.com. All the information you need is on there. Regarding the 10.5, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, those truck puller guys, man, they can't complain about not having any hooks.
No, they've had plenty. And even just judging by the of course, we're nowhere near Listy, so we're really not going to interfere with one another as far as truck draws. But the 10.5 Pro Farm is a 540 cubic inch limit. Even though it's designed for the Dave Doherty and the Paul Richardson, which we're all right here within a 5-mile radius of one another, basically, for this event. But Matt Houck sent me a message today, being that Kempton was canceled. Possibly, I'm going to try to get a hold of Dave Doherty and a couple other people, possibly have a makeup hook for Snyder County hot stock at this event. So
that'll be nice.
So that would take the place of the 10.5 Pro Farm. And if it does, then obviously we'll be allowing the 619 tractors as well. So as it is, it'll be a Snyder. It'll basically, the class will change to a Snyder County hot stock class. Now, it's in the makings. We don't know yet. It was just mentioned today. It's not a definite, but if we can make it work, we're going to have to raise the money to make the purse. It's not much. Like I say, I got to get with a couple people and see if we can make it happen. And as long as Snyder County's guys are okay to make that a points hook and we can come up with the money, that's going to be something new for Delta. That's going to be a pretty big class of tractors that the local people haven't seen before. So hopefully we can make it work out.
I was going to say, that's usually a 15 to 20 hook class. So.
Yeah, that's fine. We can make it work, and it's a good track. I mean, I talked to Matt and Joey before they left the last event. They were the only ones that came down from Snyder County last time, and they enjoyed the drive down and enjoyed their time there. So we'd love to have the class there if we could just put the money together and and the Snyder County guys in the class agreed to make it a points hook. We're going to try to make it happen. We'll see what happens. So, but again, it's in the planning stages, so we'll see what happens.
Still a lot of time to plan.
That's
got
correct.
What, a little less than a month, so
we
can definitely make it happen.
Well, sometimes getting money from businesses around here is a little tough.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But that'd be nice to make it happen for sure. And Woodstock was canceled, you said. That broke my heart. I was looking forward to that one. But,
yeah, I think that broke just about everybody's heart down there. They weren't able to get their fare together. So.
And October 10th is the last event I had to talk about, and that's the East Coast Finals, basically, at in Abbottstown, Pennsylvania, at Lincoln Speedway. It's at 6 p.m. I don't know what classes are going to be there yet. It's kind of been on reserve to put the classes in that had the fewest hooks for the year. That's subject to change because the promoter is going to have a say in what he wants to have there too. But
yeah.
With the 3 cancellations we have, a lot of classes qualify for it now. So I don't know. The perfect scenario would be to have them all there. Wouldn't that be awesome? But man, that's quite a purse. We did that a couple years ago. Last year before, I think, maybe at Luray, Virginia. They had every East Coast class there.
Yeah, Luray, Virginia usually has every class. Yeah. They even do that for interstate. I'm like, where do you get your sponsors?
Well,
I want some.
They have a great community of businesses and people. A great fire company. I know some of the guys in there, and they're great people to work with. And Lord, I just hope the stuff that's going on this year doesn't mess up stuff for 2021. So.
Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but I did get to talk to Deb Summers from down at Luray, and they just are not able to make another pool work.
Right.
They really tried to get something together, but it takes a lot of moving parts to get a pool on the books, and they just weren't able to get all the pieces together. So unfortunately, we won't be pulling in Luray, Virginia this year. But she's making plans to come north that weekend anyway. So.
And I wasn't laughing at Luray. I was laughing at your comment to Davey B on the live chat. By the way, folks, we're 37 minutes into this, and we're kind of really done talking about any upcoming events. If you know of one, please come in here right now. Chime in here on the live chat. It's no different than sitting down and typing an email. And tell us about it. We'll get the word out there for you. But and give us thumbs up on YouTube. Goes a long way. And like, subscribe, and share. Basically, is what we tell you. We appreciate it. Things are looking really good. We finally had our first live broadcast go over 1,000 views. Finally.
Wow.
So yeah. I mean, it takes time. This is actually the 20th show, and we're getting there. It's it's going to take some time. And it doesn't matter. I'm having a good time. I'm not doing it for the any money, obviously. I'm just doing it to get the word out here. Especially this year's horrible, with cancellations and maybe a new event jumping in there. We want to get the word out to everybody. So
definitely.
From what I'm seeing, people that are having these off the wall polls decide to go ahead and have one. Man, they're getting some good crowds and safe crowds. I'm just going to use the word safe. People are not. Hanging all over one another, using common sense, what I've seen. So, come on out, support it. They're sticking their necks on the line. I've been saying it every week, so I'm not going to stop.
Looks like Chris Smith just said that Sealing Grove Speedway is having monster trucks this Saturday night.
There you go. If you like big trucks, monster trucks, there you go. Yeah, we'll announce them too. Sealing Grove Speedway right there off of 1115. If you like monster trucks, there you go. Not that I don't like them. I didn't say that. I prefer pulling.
Yeah.
But
I don't think I've ever been to a monster truck show except for Berkeley County Fair. Used to have a monster truck riding around their fairgrounds. That's about as close as I've ever been.
I'm sure Arby Muller was associated with that somewhere along the line of that other fella down the street there. West Virginia Mountaineer or something. I think I can't remember. But
yeah, I can't remember the name of it. Oh my goodness, it's been probably 3 or 4 years since we've been to Berkeley County Fair.
Yeah, we tried a couple times now, and we've gotten rained out. The last year we got rained out, and of course this year. Gee, imagine that it was canceled this year. I wouldn't know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just stinks.
And that's actually kind of surprising because for a while there, West Virginia was way more relaxed than other places. But
sounds like South Dakota is the place to be. I guess that's my understanding, but I don't think there's any tractor pools there right now. So
yeah, I don't. Never heard of them. Actually, I think there is one. Doesn't Outlaw do a pool in South Dakota?
I'm sure. I know there's a couple. There's some poolers from South Dakota, so I'm sure there's something in the state. So
I was gonna say Dakota deer. That's probably the most famous one, or most easily recognized from South Dakota.
There's an international super stock tractor. It really heavily favors the King of Smokes tractor, the Red Line Fever tractor, and it's lost. Mark, I'll think of his last name here in a minute, but he's been pulling for quite a few years and very strong. He has a light super as well, called the Weapon. Mark Ulmer. I knew I'd think of it.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, the Ulmers, they're from Minnow, South Dakota, or somewhere in that area. So, and very strong running vehicles. There's a modified Craig Ulmer. I think he's from that area too. He's a cousin or a brother or something, I think. But, yep. There's pullers everywhere, man.
Yeah.
So, what can we talk about?
One day when I win the lottery, I think it'd be cool to just do like a grand tour, like just go all the way out west and just see what kind of pull-ins out there, and start west and come back east.
I got something funny. I don't know if you're going to like it. I say, you keep breaking stuff, Kendra. They're just going to buy you a motorhome and pay you to go.
Exactly.
I'm just kidding. That was mean.
Hey, if I get a motorhome and a road trip out of
there you go.
I'll break some more stuff.
There you go. Yeah, man. But yeah, I mean, there's what, 3 or 4 hooks this weekend. It's around the country, and I'm sure there's more that we missed. And so, guys, get the family rounded up and head out to the local pool. Come support them. Most of them, they have food vendors, drinks, and Warren County is having a pool Friday evening. Not sure what classes they are having. Warren County.
Let me see if I can pull up their website here.
Yeah, check that out. Absolutely.
I see Davey mentioned something about Iowa. I hear a lot of really good things about like Outlaw and Nebraska Bush and stuff like that. I've been very fortunate to gather a few friends out that way through going to Gordyville and other sort of winter pulling, we'll call it. And in the world, Warren County Fair website's like on lockdown. Let me see if I can get it here.
Well, might be a reason for that.
But
then we'll give away no secrets.
Yeah. I'd really like to go out there. Corey Forrester took Airborne out when Cole was still in, and he had nothing but good things to say about outlaw pulling and everything out there. So I'd like to make it out there at some point, hopefully. Yeah,
I don't know. That's something new to me there, little turbo big brain. How do I super chat? I'm not sure. Give me time. I'm still working on stuff. If I ever have time, I can just sit down here and spend a day and understand all this stuff with YouTube. And I mean, there's other settings I got to go through yet, even with Google Hangouts and whatnot. Because, the time's coming here when the pulling season is winding down and done, so to speak. We're going to start bringing pullers on with me and Kendra, and, you guys will be able to come on and talk and, ask your questions in the chat here. And, I'm sure they'll be more than happy to answer them within reason. So we're looking forward to that.
I found the tractor pull at Warren County. Looks like it's on Friday night at 7 o'clock. And Super Blue, Mr. Cole Forrester, is actually the headliner picture there.
Ooh.
But they're not having his class, which is kind of, I always find that comical.
Yeah, yeah.
But, looks like the classes for this year is going to be the 6250 modified street, 10,000 Super Pro Farm, 6400 Pro Stock diesel or Pro Stock 4-wheel drive modified trucks, and a Run What You Brung street diesel class. I'm assuming that it is Dragon Motorsports sanctioning the event, but I did not see it on their website. Let me bring that back up one more time.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh no, it is on. So it is a Dragon Motorsports event.
Okay, that's good.
Friday night at 7 p.m.
That's good. At least they're getting some events in too. That's great. I really thought we would be good to go. Like with, I knew Greensboro was probably in trouble. Hogan last week instituted a statewide telephone number for people to call if you see large gatherings. So,
oh my goodness,
what do you do with that? Other than walk up to the man and, influence him upside the head a little bit. Yeah, I said it, and I don't care. Governor Hogan, you'll never get my vote again. But I understand. Yeah. I understand for people's health and concerns. But you know what? We're human beings, and you got to take responsibility for yourself and people. I mean, you don't have to handcuff us, and tell us what to do. I think we know what to do. It's just stupid. But anyway, he instituted a statewide telephone number, and I'm sure that anything else scheduled in Maryland, you really got to think twice now. Because it only takes one person, that kind of person, and you're in big trouble. So I'll leave it at that. I won't even get into our Harford County executive here. Who's wanting to institute a $5,000 fine individually to the individual who is not following the law. It's not a law, guys. Okay, it's not a law. So anyway.
It's definitely crazy the amount of muscle that politicians are showing through something that is supposed to be one of the worst things that have ever happened. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, people.
That's crazy.
Of all the things to flex your muscle about and punish people for, you're going to choose this.
As long as the right guy flexes his muscle over the next few months, we'll be okay.
Yeah. As long as this disappears in November, I'm okay with it.
Yes. Let's hope. But, it is, and it is real. Okay, it's no different than catching a bad flu. I got one that works at the hospital, deals with it, and it's been very slow. Okay, I mean, there for a while they had nobody in there on her floor, with anything COVID. So, but it is starting to come around in a very small manner. But I think the efforts that the politicians, I'm going to give them credit, making, trying to scare people into, wearing their masks and social distance. That's fine. It's working. Okay, it is. It's obviously working because numbers in Maryland are down. But there are some spots in the United States that are starting to creep up again, and the big panic's going to happen again. We're going to have to deal with it all over again, but we'll get it. I know we'll kick its butt. So, and I think we are now. So. Go polling, guys. Just use common sense. Go polling.
Yeah. Winky is a good friend of mine, and we were talking about winter polling today on Facebook. I think it was actually on Joey Radle's original post.
Who?
And I said, huh?
Who's Joey? I never heard of him.
Me neither. Just some kid that added me on Facebook, But he put on there that they canceled the PA farm show.
Yes.
And said something about, Keystone and if, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I said, I'm just going to head west and go to Gordyville.
Mm-hmm.
And Winky got on there, Jason Weichel, and said, if you've survived the Gordy flu, you can't get the corona. So
let me tell you something.
Exactly.
I've come home from Gordyville. I've come home from really Louisville. I mean, sick. I mean, bad sick, man. The thing I noticed that works for me, and this was a little tip that Randy Devon actually gave me years ago. We used to travel to Gordyville and Louisville together and stuff. Was airborne. Start taking airborne 2 weeks before you go to these indoor events. I never got sick since.
I might have to remember that this year.
Yep. I don't know if it's just a fluke or whatever, but the year I started taking airborne, and anytime I go to an indoor pool, I take them 2 weeks prior to the start of the event, and I've not been sick since. At least not as bad as those couple times. I mean, it was like, why did I go?
Yeah, because anybody that has been to Gordyville will tell you the Gordyville flu is a real thing.
It is. It's bad.
You think the corona's bad?
I
never had the Gordy flu.
Yeah, we don't want to deter anybody to go to Gordyville, because I'm telling you what, it's
worth it.
If you like tractors, okay, be it hot farm stock, if you will, pro farm, super stock, pro stock. My gosh, super farm. I probably said there's multiple super farm classes. I'm telling you, classic tractors. That is your pool, man. It's Gifford, Illinois. It's going to be cold. Dress warm. Make plans to go.
Bring your Carhartts.
That pool should be on your bucket list, just as high up as Louisville or any of the or Bowling Green, because that is one fantastic indoor pool. It's a great track, and it'll blow your mind, the quality of some of the equipment that's out there. It's amazing. And it's multiple states.
And you see everything.
It's great. Yes, absolutely. And sometimes he will have diesel trucks indoors there too. So.
Yep. Last year he had mini rods there.
Okay.
A couple of the Grand National guys came in. They had a little mini smoker tractor come in.
Okay.
It was a really cool show last year.
Yes. Yeah, we had
a lot of fun.
I haven't been in probably 3 or 4 years. I need my butt kicked for that, because that was one of the, I started the very first year. I think it was 2005 or whatever, and I didn't miss one. That was one pool I swore I'd never miss. Well, life changes, but I'm ready to go back.
I tell you what,
I'm ready to go back.
Yeah, through my help with Keystone Nationals and seeing what it takes to make that place, make a pool run from your pit tractors, the tractors moving you around the warm up area. They run that pool phenomenally.
Yes, they do.
We have never had an issue. It is very nice to watch. Comparing Keystone to Gordyville isn't very fair, just because in Keystone we have huge concrete pits.
Yeah.
All the room in the world you could want.
It's a big difference.
In Gordyville, man, they pack you in there.
And they have terrible weather. Not all the time, but usually you gotta. I mean, it's very drivable. It's safe drivable. Usually there's snow on the ground, and it's usually pretty cold. But man, you gotta go just one time. You gotta go to Gordyville.
See, I think I've been. If I go this year, it'll be my 6th year going out. And I keep alternating between driving and flying, and I think flying is the way to go.
Really?
So,
I've always driven there.
Yeah.
I've always driven that one, but I drive that with my eyes closed. But
normally, so last year I drove my Jeep out because I wanted to be there Wednesday night to catch the Thursday morning show. And they drove the rig out. We only took 2 tractors, loaded my Jeep up, and hauled it home. So that worked out really well.
Yeah, that's nice. It's not a bad drive. It's a long drive, but it's, just remember when you get there,
it's not a hard drive at all.
You actually gain an hour when you get there. That's the good thing.
Yeah.
So, because their time is an hour behind us. I guess we gain an hour. Yeah. But, 05. I went from 05 to I think 2015 was my last year there. So this will be coming up on 5 years. Yep.
I can't remember what my first year is. I just remember landmark events.
The one I miss, I enjoy all Clint's. Clint puts. I mean, he puts on very good pools indoors. I really liked DuCoin as well.
Okay.
We pulled there.
I've never been there.
I think three times we pulled at DuCoin. That was twin 300-foot indoor tracks. What hurt him there was crowd. It just could not get a crowd there. Great puller turnout. Great facility. not really big, but I mean big enough to have the twin 300-foot tracks. But just I don't know. It just I guess it was basketball championship time for the colleges out there and stuff. It was just kind of a bad time.
Oh.
People were going to them, and because college sports out there is huge compared to. I mean, it's big here, but not like it is out there in farmland. But I did an event. The one event that he did do at Cloverdale, I never seen so many pullers at an indoor pool in my life. That was just. I know. I started. I guess it would have been Friday. Started at like 11 o'clock in the morning, and my track finished. There was 2 tracks. His brother did one. I always did the other track, even at DuQuoin. I know my track. I started like 11 o'clock in the morning, filmed all the way through. May have got like a half-hour break between shows, and I know I packed up at like I want to say 2:45 in the morning. The following morning, and I looked over, and Nick was still filming and still had tractors lined up to pull. And I think they pulled to like 4 o'clock in the morning over there. So,
jeez,
it was amazing. And I think I'm going to have to dig some footage out from my track. I won't do Clint's brother's track, obviously for out of respect for them. But I'm going to post some of that stuff on YouTube. It's some pretty cool old stuff. But we'll get that on there. We try to post videos every day. I'm trying to. I don't want to post all my new stuff right away. I know a lot of people want to see the latest, greatest, newest stuff. But we got a long winter coming, and I'm not going to hold it for long. But I've got a lot of older stuff too, and sometimes it does good, and sometimes it doesn't. I mean, we're going to keep posting it because I know I got a lot of people that really like the older video footage. So, and I just went through and did a 12-disc set for Christy Fant and Tommy Fant, and it's 12 discs from Dragon Motorsports 2006, 7, and 8. I think were the 3 years that they pulled their trucks. And man, it's some cool stuff. Seeing pullers on there you don't see anymore, and those are a lot of good times back in the days of Moeller Tavern down there when we used to go. And I'm coming back down, Temple, I promise you. I hope to come down the end of the September, so see what happens. I've been saying it for 3 years to the guys. Probably don't give up on me, but something always comes up and messes it up. So it's been health reasons in the family and whatever. Something's always messed me up from getting down here, but I'm going to get back down there, and I'm going to have a nice weekend when I'm going down and have fun. So get out of the way, Will, when I'm coming down to film, buddy.
And I always like to see, when you look at that, your nostalgia videos, as you call them, is to see how far the world of pulling has come.
Yeah. And I've got,
like when you post some of them old Mod Turbo videos, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's crazy.
Yeah, single cuts.
How much more. Yeah.
Yep.
Single cuts, no roll cages,
Yep.
And like you look at the hanging weight. Like that's something I look at, like
how
how much they've gotten farther in more movable weight. Like some of them tractors are having like 4 or 5 hanging weights on them, and now we're running, 14 to 15 hanging weights, and the weight hasn't stayed the same, so everything's just getting lighter and more high performance, and stuff like that. So
that the class is entertaining at 8,500 pounds because you haven't raised the weight. That's a tongue twister. No. But you're building more power, and I'm gonna tell you what, sometimes it's hard to get an 8,500 pound tractor hooked. So that's it takes some driving abilities. And Davey B, I will go down and bust on Willie. I'm not in competition with him, and I sure hope he's not in competition with me. We have our own deal, and he and I are good friends. And but yeah, if I can go down there and aggravate him, and vice versa. We have a good time, and we talk when we're at the same event, and it's a treat. I enjoy talking with him. I've learned stuff from him, and I'm sure vice versa. And that's what we're here for. I mean, it'd be different if he was 10 miles down the road from me or something, but we're far enough apart. He covers Dragon, and I've made mention to him and had him come out. I think 2 years ago, he was at Shippensburg. I sent him a message, or it's either me or Tanner. I said, get up here, come on. what's the big deal? It's an
Yeah.
East Coast pool. Come on, let's have come up and have some fun. So yeah, I will, Davey. I'll let you know. Yep.
Mhm.
And but the goal is into September. His Southern Showdown's coming up. I'd like to go to that. Like I said, I've been saying it for the last 4 or 5 years, and it has 4 years, and it hasn't happened. So hopefully this year is the magic year. We'll see how September goes early on. Somebody gets healed up, I should be okay to go. I hope. I'm not sure. I just hope. I gotta look at the dates. If it's around the 18th or something, then I'm really in trouble because I can't leave the Delta pool. So I have to see. I think it's the last week in September, in the 20s. I think is whenever his event is. So East Coast wise, I know I'm safe because everything's canceled till October. Yeah. So we'll have to see.
Miller's Tavern.
I knew
September 25th.
Okay.
The 25th and 26th.
Okay, that should be okay. But we'll go down there and invade Temple, and I just might have to scrounge up the old motorhome and get it out and fuel it up and water it up and come down and park there with old John Nickel and raise a little cane. Maybe we'll see what happens. I've just gotten used to driving now and just staying in a motel or taking a quick nap and driving home. I'm just used to getting back home. With aging parents and stuff, it's kind of hard to get away and without just always in the back of your mind, when you're gone, you're 4 hours away, anything can happen. So, that's why I really haven't done a whole lot of sleepovers with the motorhome. So I still have it. It's still in good shape. It's ready to go. I mean, I got to charge the batteries up and take care of a couple things quick, and it's ready to go. But, it's just an ease of mind to just jump in the truck and go back home at the end of the pool. So at least you're home if something does happen. So.
Yep, definitely.
Yep. But, well, I'm about talked out. We made an hour somehow.
I was going to say, we made it an hour.
We made an hour. I'm sure we babbled about stuff and bored people, but, that's all part of the, I apologize for my rant against Hogan, but I'm just, just aggravated.
I don't think you offended everybody.
No, I'm sure I offended a few, and I you know what? There's just times I don't care. I have my right to voice my opinion.
I want to go pulling.
Yeah, I want to go pulling. I wanted to go to. I was really looking forward to Greensboro, and I know that's why they canceled. When your governor starts throwing a threat out like that, what are you going to do? Everybody was jumping up and down about Wolf, and everybody. That's where you're pulling. You're pulling in Pennsylvania, man. Damn sure ain't happening in Maryland. So
yeah.
But anyway, what do you think, Davey B? Let's say we fly to Hawaii and we'll put a tractor pull in Hawaii.
Well, I think Hawaii was under a mandatory quarantine.
Never mind.
So they probably wouldn't let you in.
Yeah, dump you off in the Pacific somewhere.
Yeah.
But well, at least we'll have some events to report on next Wednesday. So that's a good thing, and I'm gonna be at Centerville. Hopefully, we get some pullers to show up there, and we'll have some good stuff to talk about there for Jamie. And I think he still has his Easton event on the schedule.
Yep, it's still on the schedule, so you'll have to figure out there what he's got going on, what his plans are.
Yeah, we'll do that, little Turbo Big Brain. I'm just going to call you LTBB. It's a little easier, but I appreciate that. Thank you. And yeah, I'll get it figured out. That's just a day that I can sit down here when nothing else, the phone doesn't ring, and I can spend a few hours on it. I'll get it all figured out. So now, I know there's plenty to learn on this thing yet, but we're getting through, so we're getting by. So, but we do, like I say, we do have some pullers that will be coming on. In the cold winter months, we're going to be here once a week, and we're going to have a new puller every week. So I actually have a puller with me every week. So if you got any questions for Kendra, no broken rod comments though. Okay.
Bring them on. I don't care.
Yeah,
it is what it is, right?
That's right. It happens. So, but anyway,
it's out there on the interweb. I can't deny it.
Yeah, that guy with that Eat Pulling Videos channel was pretty quick to get that up on you. So I was waiting for
That's
Brandy.
fine.
Actually, I was waiting for Brandy to say something to me with her big fire show. Boy, you didn't make much time to get that out there, did you, JR? People were asking.
Hey, we know
I'm
it's
sorry.
coming.
People were asking. You know, you hate to say no, but you know, usually if it's really bad, I'll talk to the puller first. You know, I won't just throw it out there. You know, I'll just, if it's a really bad deal, I will, you know, ask first. But try to be respectful.
A good friend of mine, actually, one of the people who I'm friends with he lives in Nebraska. And after Brandy blew hers up, I was talking to him about it, and I was like, that's what I'm most afraid of. Like, something bad happens.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, with Brandy's tractor being on fire, I'm like, you know, I don't know how I'm going to react. And he's like, it'll be fine. It'll be over before you know it, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, and I tell you what, people remember that more than they remember all of your good runs combined. And I tell you what, in Laurelton, I had so many people come up and they're like, you're the one that threw the rod. Yeah, thanks. So
unfortunately, that's what they remember. Yeah.
Yep. It's all in good fun. So
it's just like NASCAR, you know, which I don't watch anymore, by the way. I haven't for a couple 3 years, but you know, people watch for the big wreck. You know, if they don't have the big wreck, that's the most boring race I ever watched in my life. Never mind the guy that succeeded and ran that many miles and won the race. If you didn't wreck, you ain't nobody, I guess. So it's kind of it's motorsports. That's a motorsports thing. So
yep, it is. It's all part of the fun. So
yes, 86 Buick Grand National. They're very nice vehicles. Yep, a couple years ago, used to hang out in the town of Bel Air here. I had a big block Charger, and there was a guy who used to come around with a Buick Grand National. It's a friend of a guy, anyway, used to hang out with us. They were big Buick buffs back then, but yeah, car run good, that's for sure. They're nice. But, okay, we're an iron 6 in, Kendra. I won't hold you up. So,
all right.
See us next Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Hopefully, we won't have any more technical issues. I got this one figured out pretty quick. So,
yep.
Like, subscribe, share, thumbs up, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Kendra, I'll be right with you.
All right. See you guys.